My people, it's been a while since I've done a video. Today I want to just talk about the current market thoughts, Meteora, Airdrop, Black Friday, talk about my portfolio and just a few things that's been pretty much on my mind, just an update on the market, etc. I've wrote down exactly what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Black Friday. As you guys know, the market dumped like 80-90% some alts. I want to talk about what I learned, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. I want to talk about my Tesla thesis. I've been looking at Tesla for a while now, since it was like 200, 300, 250, $300, and I like it a lot, and I'll talk about that more. Next up, you have staking. I'm staking with a new provider. I want to talk about my pump coin thesis, where I've added it to my portfolio, etc. Meteor airdrop launch, my LP journey, and my portfolio, and then market thoughts. Let's get straight into it. So the other day, we saw the market crash like 70-80%. Some coins went down more than 90%, like big caps like Atom, Cosmos went down to like less than 1 cent. This is probably the best article to read up on it. I believe he came up on Unchained as well, Laura Shin's podcast. I'll try to leave the link in the description, but it seemed like Binance was at fault, or at least some of the assets on Binance depegged, and that caused the cascading effect. Proof is some of the same coins on other exchanges didn't crash nearly as much, and the good thing is Binance can take a loss of a few hundred million, maybe even a billion. If it was some other projects or other companies, they would have been wiped out. I heard Jump lost apparently 1 billion, something I heard on one of the podcasts. They manage about 9 billion and they lost about 1 billion. That's just interesting. The reason why I mention all this is to mention learn, or what you should do going forward. Number one, you should never leverage. I highly recommend, guys, even if it's 2x, 3x, 5x leverage, just don't leverage. Best to play your spot. I never leverage, to be fair. I don't even know how to leverage properly. I just understand the basic concept of it, but you never want to leverage. Number two, have stink bids. Have like really low bids. Sometimes you might think you never execute, but times like this, you've seen like things can dump like very low, and if you had some buy orders, most likely they would have triggered. That's the other thing. And thirdly, just keep some of your assets that you don't trade, just keep it on a ledger or a hard wallet, cold wallet, because 9 out of 10 times, guys, if you're not trading it, there's no point to keep it on the exchange. You're better off keeping it on a cold storage, and then safe, peace of mind, you can sleep. That's just what I'll do. I only had a few alts, and this is the other thing as well. When you have so many alts, some of them went down like 30, 40, 50. Some of them still haven't properly recovered. Like coins like even Sui haven't fully recovered, and this is a big blue chip type coin. Luckily, I'm mostly in a few coins. I'll get into my portfolio later. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention about the market. Be careful, because there's that saying that goes, the market can stay irrational more longer than you can say insolvent. The idea is always make sure you're in the game, because if you're not in the game, you can't make money. That's just something I'll say, guys. Next up, I want to talk about my Tesla thesis. Why haven't I got any of the Tesla? There's something called X stocks. I might as well just search it here, since I'm on to X stocks, and it's by Kraken and many other companies, by Back, and it allows you to buy crypto on Solana, stocks on Solana, and as you can see, it's very reputable names. Because these are without KYC, they're a bit more attractive to some people. So you can buy Tesla stocks on actual regulated exchanges, etc., with KYC, whatnot. But this is a proper crypto native way, and I find it fairly safe because it's backed by Kraken, etc. And Tesla seems to be the more bought stock on this specific platform. As you might know, there's Superstate, which you need KYC, and they hold stocks as well on chain. But they don't have Tesla yet. But that's another solution that's coming on Solana, where you would need KYC and you'd be able to buy stocks that would actually give you like voting rights, etc. And the thing about these X stocks, I thought because there's no KYC, you couldn't get dividends or anything. But I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the guy was saying there is a way that they can give dividends. I think they issue more stocks to you, like they airdrop more stocks to you, something like that. But that was quite cool, because I thought if I would do it, because I want the price appreciation of Tesla if I think it's going to 2x, 3x, 5x. So yeah, this is how I bought it. You can buy a lot of the main majority stocks on this, the big name stocks, and that's the website, xstocks.fi. If you go on the website, you can see like they got very big name backing them, and you can buy it the other way as well through normal exchanges or some of these stock platforms. But this is a crypto native way that I quite like and I quite trust. If I'm going with large amounts, then I'll probably do a different way. Still, to be fair, I trust this with a decent amount. That's quite good. And my thesis with Tesla, I'll probably do a separate video completely on why I like Tesla, etc. But long story short, I just think the analysts and the markets, because I've been looking into it for a year, probably more, since it was like $250, and I just think the market or the analysts are mispricing it because they think it's a car company, but actually it's like an AI tech play. I know in crypto there's some AI coins. I think most of them are garbage, apart from maybe Tau, but even Tau I'm not too sure. I haven't looked at it too closely. But long story short, I think by 2030, in about five years, Tesla will go to 5 to 8k, bearing any like stock splits, etc. I'll probably do a separate video, but for now, you can look at FSD, which is full self-driving. You can look at the Dojo chips and the Optimus robot. I think they're gonna become category leaders. They're gonna make news, and they're gonna be category leaders in that industry. And then I think Elon Musk and the PayPal mafia have a premium, which I'll probably talk about more in my Tesla thesis. But I think this, how Peter Thiel and what's the other company that got the government contracts, a lot of the PayPal influence, I think they will win contracts. So I don't like these other company, what's the Peter Thiel company of gathering intelligence and whatnot. That company I don't really like. I don't like to invest in war things and data gathering and whatnot. But I think Tesla is alright as well as deemed halal. Yeah, I'll put my thesis later on, but I think it's mispriced, and I think it's got a good 5-10. I think it will outperform Bitcoin. I think Tesla and Solana is going to be like my main kind of position, risk to reward. I think they're the best two projects right now. You're gonna start DCAing into Tesla. I bought some already on Xstock just to test it out, and yeah, we'll see. Yeah, like I said, I might make a full video on my Tesla thesis, but yeah, for now. The next up I want to talk about, you guys already know there's a project called Sanctum that allows you to go buy different LSTs, and LSTs are liquid stake tokens. You don't have to lock up your Solana. It's in a liquid token, and with that token you can do many things in DeFi. I don't really do anything in DeFi because it normally involves interest, etc., and I don't really delve into that. But what I found out recently, Infinity, which is their staking reward token, which is their native staking reward token, it receives the rewards in multiple ways, and because it does that, you get a higher APY. What I mean by that is, here you can see most of these LSTs, you get inflation, MEV rewards, and block rewards. But when all these LSTs get swapped, you earn a bit of fees from that. That's how they managed to give it, and this is the only LST that gives you this trading fees of the LSTs. And because of that, recently when the market crashed, they done more than like 25-26% within that one epoch, right? And you can see even the epoch afterwards, they done about 12%. And you can see over the last 10 epochs, one epoch is like 2-3 days, so this is, you can say, around last 1 month, they've been given 9.5 APY, guys. That's like insane. All these links I can put in the description. But the way to get the Sanctum LST, you just go on the website, you can swap your Solana for the LST. You connect your wallet, put your Solana in it, convert it, and that's it. And this is the current rate now, because Inf always increases in price. Yeah, guys, and here you can see as well how much you would have got more compared to some of the major leading LST. You got which is Binance, then you got Marinade 1, and you got Jito, we saw 2, Sol we saw 1.5. But chances are you probably got more Sol, I don't know, 400 for example. I would have made 6 on top. It is more than what you would have got. Guys, there's some alpha for you get there. Stake with Inf, and they'll give you the best staking rewards. Next up, I just want to talk about my pump thesis. I've done a whole thesis on October 29th, which is around here, when it was around 3 cents, 3.5 cents. Funnily enough, it's almost that price now, and it done a free forex. I don't know who read it, if it was me, if it wasn't me, or a combination of people. I done 3x within a few weeks. And the funny thing is, in that thesis, I talk about how Pump is going to buy 50% of their supply within a year because of their buyback model, and it's currently nearly that price. It's 3.5 cents, and when I done the thesis, it was 3.2. The thesis stays the same, and you can look at their buybacks. Even though the market has been very low, etc., like we've had them be run and the trench has been dead, but they've still been buying roughly 1 million every single day. That's just insane. And sooner or later they'll have 10% of the supply, 10, 15, 20%. I think that's when, if the market hasn't caught on to this year, I think they are going to catch up. And if you see Hyperliquid done the same thing, and this is top 15 coin, Pump is probably not even, it's like nearly not even top 100. It's just like barely staying on 100. But if it goes to 3 cents, I'll probably even buy more, even though I got a big bag, and I'll probably like trade in between that. But long story short, like I think Pump is one of the best risk to reward trades in all of crypto for Q4, as long as like the bull market is still intact and whatnot, right? As long as, otherwise things can go even more down. But around this price, if they continue buying $1 million worth, I done the maths, they'll buy about 40-50% of the whole supply within a year, and eventually the market will click on once they buy a certain supply. I don't think anything else in crypto has this kind of buyback percentage. To give you an idea, Hyperliquid is going to do 7-8% of their circulating supply this whole year, and because the market cap's higher, their buyback is not as impactful, right? But Pump's buyback is insane, and this is even without their streaming thing fully taken off. This is just them doing memes, right? Even when the meme market has been dead or gone on BNB, they're buying 1 million. In my opinion, I think it's just a no-brainer. Yeah, that's my pump thesis. I think is one of the best risk to reward trades right now with Solana. It's like one of my biggest bags after Solana. Next up, we have Meteora launch. Meteora doing their airdrop. Today they launched their checker, and I've been saying it for a while, guys. It's most no-brainer airdrop to farm. There's all the perp platforms if you want to do perp, but I don't really trade perps or do leverage. Apart from that, this is probably the most rewarding airdrop to farm because A, you're making LP fees straight away. Number 2, you get the Meteora airdrop. Number 3, you get Jupiter airdrop, the ASR every time you do swaps, etc. And then number 4, if you use any platform like MetEngine or Cleopatra, you're going to get that airdrop as well. So in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. Seems like everyone that's seen the allocation is very happy. I'm happy with my allocation as well. And it's not too late, guys. I would say it's definitely worth a skill worth learning. Is more easier than technical analysis or a lot of these other things you can learn in crypto. And I've got a lot of videos on my channel and you can ask me questions, etc. But yeah, and season 2 starting soon as well. It's already started actually. So if you miss this airdrop, you can still farm the next airdrop. But to be fair, I wouldn't do this just to farm the airdrop. I'd actually do it to make the immediate money because that's when it's worth everything else on. Yeah, and then there's this website here. It's quite a cool website where you can put all your addresses on. Let's say you got 5-10 different Solana addresses. You don't need to connect them or anything. Hit check and then it will tell you which addresses you're eligible, how much tokens you're eligible for. Yeah, that's quite cool. Next up, the LP update. Just want to say I've been doing LPing for a little bit now. Recently I stopped because I wasn't well, and then the trenches went on BNB. Not that many things were printing, but long story short, I still do it here and there. The method still works, and like I said, it's definitely something worth learning. What I would say is, if you're not sure, guys, what you do is do a multi-day position and do like a bid ask on 80-90%. That way you learn. You might not make much, but you learn the safest way first and then narrow it down from there. Yeah, my portfolio, in terms of my portfolio, is pretty much Solana, Pump, Jup, and Sui. I sold my safe for Pump, and I'm looking at Jito. I was looking at Cloud, and MNDE is Marinade Finance. Cloud's recently been pumping. I'm not sure why Cloud's been pumping. Maybe it was just undervalued and the LST is doing very well. But Jito's thesis is quite important. I like it for a while. It's a very good infrastructure play in Solana. The reason why I like it is because if the ETFs go through, Jito seems like the most ETF institutional LST, and they've got BAM, which is a new technology that would allow Solana-based projects to compete with Hyperliquid. And I think they're doing the tokenomics. I think they're revamping the tokenomics as well. And today we just saw Andreessen. Why haven't I got it here? Andreessen just announced that they bought $50 million worth, which is one of their, I think, not biggest investments, but I think they say something like one of the LP's biggest investment or something like that. I read the Fortune article. So they bought $50 million worth of Jito. That's really reassuring. And Andreessen has a lot of connections and they'll probably try to help Jito succeed. But yeah, like I've always liked Jito, guys. If you've seen my Telegram channel, you can see I always post positive things about it. And then lastly, Solana. Yeah, I know Solana hasn't been performing as much as some of the other big coins like BNB, whatnot. Some of these coins done a 2x like Zcash, whatnot. But all of that just makes me more bullish on Solana, like XRP, BNB being higher than Solana, even though Solana's used more. We've got 00 on mainnet beta now. We've got BAM coming up, Alpenglow by Anza, which is a new technology. Then we got Breakpoint, which is the event happening December, I believe, which is the biggest Solana event happening. Then we got 4 or 5 DATs already launched. They bought like 4 or 5% of Solana circulating supply. Then we have ETFs. And then if you just look at the user numbers, it's the most used blockchain. So many like bullish things. In my opinion, if Solana just goes to, I don't know what it would go down to, but it's just a buy in the dip kind of opportunity and staying in the crypto long enough to see it through. If something like Zcash and things can like 2x, I wouldn't be surprised if Solana 2x is soon as well. And yeah, the inflation of Solana has been a dampening thing, but the inflation only affects you if you're not staking in that way. And there's no reason not to stake in Solana as well, because you can stake with the LST and it's not even about locking up your funds. Anyways, yeah guys, that's it. And then market thoughts, I just wanted to mention, like right now is bearish sentiment. There's a video I watched by Benjamin Cohen where he says that if BTC goes below the 50-week moving average for 2 weeks, then he'll consider it a bear market. I'll try to link it in the description. He says something along those lines, and if that does happen, I'll probably stable some of my portfolio like 20, 30, 40, 50%, and then trying to buy the dip again and then ride it up. If not, then to be fair, my portfolio is very consolidated. I might, if anything, I might buy like Tesla or Jito or one of these coins, but I don't have 50 different coins and most of my portfolio is in solid. There's that. I'm like already semi prepared for a bear market. Yeah, there's that. And then yeah, what I'm gonna do with my Meteora, when I get the airdrop in a week's time, I might stable like half of it just so that I'm like buying power for the next few months, etc. Yeah, and I'll probably mention what I'm gonna do with my Met. I'm probably gonna LP some of it when it launches and then try to like swing trade it as well. What I do with pump, the thing I do with my pump is I have a big bag, but I try to like trade every like 10-20% as well. I'm just trying to find a sideways range. Like now it might go from 3.5 to 4 cents or 3 to 5, and once it starts doing that, I will just start trading 10%, and then on the side I would be doing the LP as well. Yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions, you can ask them in my Telegram chat. Make sure you join my Telegram channel where I post about my calls. I posted my pump thesis there first because sometimes they're time sensitive, but I can't do a video all the time because it just wouldn't make sense waiting spending that much time to make a pump thesis video, whereas I can just post it and then make the video later. Yeah, definitely join my Telegram channel. Links will be in the description. Hit the subscribe. If you want to see any specific videos, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.